Hey, hey,
Hi,
Michelle, how are you?
good. How are you?
Oh,
And
I'm great. I'm great. Now that homeschooling for the day is over, I'm so good.
how many kids do you have?
I have two. We have a 10-year-old boy and a 6-year-old boy. So, oh man,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of work.
It is.
Kudos to you.
Oh, thank you so much. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to speak with you. And we have so many people that have joined us to hear you talk here. And about Vanessa, your role, Michelle, is explosive. Wow.
Thank you.
But
Thank
she has
you.
every reason to be intense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
tell
mean,
me about
she's
that.
a scorned woman, but
Oh,
beyond that, I think she's a really cool representation of the modern woman. I think her opinions evolve and she can be reactive, but she just comes from a place of love. I think when I think about Vanessa, I just think about a woman who really believes in love. She believes in happily ever after. And I think that's a really cool thing for a modern woman to believe in because I know a lot of my peers are kind of disenchanted with love, disenchanted with marriage. You know,
right.
women are a little more progressive and have a feminist mindset, and
Hmm.
love isn't always a priority for a working woman, a progressive woman. So I think it's cool to play Vanessa that way.
Yeah, and it's cool because I think the way you play her, you can read her eyes. I mean, she's being really tough, but I love that in her eyes. She just wants to be with that family because she is
Yeah.
part of that family. So
Yeah.
it makes us all root for her.
Thank you. I'm glad people are resonating with her.
Absolutely. I think people are just obsessed with that. And so we're ready for episode 5 on Monday, but I'm still kind of getting over episode 4 because it was
Yeah, I
intense.
know. A lot went down for sure.
A lot went down. I'm curious. Okay, so you have a habit or your character of dumping soup on laps. So I'm curious, how many takes did it take to get that one done with David Del Rio when you dumped it on his lap in the kitchen?
Well, for both soup, for both of the soup incidents, we fake it for a lot of different angles, and then we do the actual gag, usually only once, because it requires a costume change if you have to do it again, you know?
Yeah.
So for David's moment, we put the whole corner of the dinner table, we
Uh-huh.
put it on top of a kiddie pool.
Really? Okay, I
Yeah.
love that
So
visual.
we had this like huge inflatable kiddie pool that
Okay.
David Del Rio and Carlos Gomez, they were both in it with me. And we had to do it within that pool. And then Carlos is in this huge plastic bag.
I
We
think I
have
saw a
some,
picture of that
yeah.
on I
I
saw
might
that on
put some
Instagram.
behind the scenes from it because it's so funny. And then I just had to do it once. It
Wow, and
ended
you
up
nailed
working
it.
out. Thank you.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it. So speaking of Vanessa, that other scene that really stands out, and I think a lot of viewers as well, is the one where you're kind of marching with David's character Matteo to talk to those group of kids to try to
Yeah.
convince them to hire Kaya Ocho Man. And that scene, your comedic timing, the two of you, it's like gold.
Thank you.
Hmm.
That's so nice to hear. I
It's true.
love David Del Rio. I think he's a master comedian. I keep saying that in all the interviews that I take, and
Uh-huh.
he was just a riot to work with. So clever, so smart. Does like incredible ad libs. I'm not the kind of actor that improvises or ad libs a lot at all. I
Really?
kind of just like stick to the script, and David Del Rio is always going on and on and on and does different things every take, and so it always kept me on my toes, and I think that's what, makes it pop from the screen is that I was kind of like waiting to hear what he would do, see what he would say, and
Yeah.
he was just awesome, and I'm glad people are liking Vanessa and Matteo because they're an odd pair, but I think they work.
Right, they do. And I've seen some of the comments. I don't want to ignore people who are joining us, which I thank you all for joining us. They're saying,
Yeah,
we hope Matteo and Vanessa get together. I think that's a sentiment that many people share.
I know, that's interesting.
Yeah. And that song, I was talking to David. I spoke with David about a week ago, and we were talking about, his MC Cubano title. And we were laughing about that, but also the Calle Ocho guy song that you guys played for the kids. And I
So
think while he was
funny.
singing it, like a little bit shy, a little bit, you were kind of mouthing the words. So I bet you have that on repeat in your mind.
Yeah. I know in real life it's in my head a lot actually. After that episode aired, I feel
Yeah,
like we're Makaya, guy. It's just like it's catchy. It's a good
it is
song.
catchy. It is catchy, absolutely. And he was talking about his respect now for DJs because he had to go through training, which I find is so funny.
Oh, he
So
did?
yeah, he told me, yeah, he had to go through training to be a DJ. I mean, to learn that. And he said, like, going to Coachella and all that, he would be like, dude, watching these DJs just push buttons, like, who cares? But he said, there's a real talent behind it, and he had to learn that. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I had no idea. That's so cool, David.
Yeah, I know, right? I've spoken to, like I said, Carlos, who I adore, Lisa, and they're all, it's like a family, and you can see that through the screen. And I feel like you, as cast members, are a family too, right?
Yeah, we really adore each other. We had such an amazing time, and I think we're having a really good time promoting the show.
Yes.
I think it's a show that we're all really proud of, and me personally, it's actually the first job that, yeah, I think it's the first job that I'm genuinely proud of. And I think it's the first character that I think I was actually meant to play. I
Yes.
think, and and that's really special to me. And I'm grateful that I got that opportunity at all to feel that way. So, guys, like, thank you for supporting and tweeting and sharing and telling your friends and family. And we just got to keep pushing to get people to see the show because I think it's really special and worth seeing, and especially right now. And
Oh, yeah.
we just really appreciate the hustle coming from all ends. And
Yeah.
it means a lot to us. And we hope more people get to see it.
So something else that I saw, Natalie Kelly, who plays Noah, of course, she talked about how she initially was given the script for Vanessa because she liked that
Really?
she was beautiful and she was complex, and she loved that. Isn't that
Wow.
interesting?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think my agent said that they submitted me for Noah initially too, which is funny.
You well, because I mean, obviously you're beautiful, so you could easily. No, I'm serious. You could play. You
Thanks.
both are interchangeable, but I think that the way it comes out is just perfect, and that you embody Vanessa, and she's killing Noah. So I mean, it's just, isn't it interesting how things are meant to be a certain way and they
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, I think Lisa and I were talking about that the other day that we both willed this project seemingly like
Yeah,
I think as actors the right job will always find you. And I think for a lot of us this was our moment to really step into our characters and bring a lot of ourselves to our roles. And I think
hmm
that's why there's so much complexity, so much depth and to everyone's characters. And I think it's easy to paint Vanessa as the villain, and it's always delicious to have a villain in a story. But I'm so grateful to Dean, the showrunner, and the writers who made Vanessa a little more complex, made her a little more modernized, didn't lean into the
yeah,
trope, didn't lean into the telenovela of it, which telenovelas are, always fun to watch. But
right.
I think there's more to be said, and I think we're doing that, and I'm really grateful. And what I love about our show is that it really, of course, it's a romantic dramedy, and it's always fun to watch unrequited love happen. And but
Absolutely.
the beautiful thing about our show is that it really is an ensemble endeavor,
hmm
and every single character on the show is going to have their moment to shine. And it's been so fun. I had so much fun watching everybody have that moment on this show, and everybody really gets to dig deep into their characters. So I'm excited for everybody to see Lewis's moment and more of Belisa's moment and more of Rafi and Mari and more of the complexity of Noah and Daniel and Matteo. I think it's just the writers did such a good job.
And you kicked it off in the pilot with that singing thing you did with Daniel at the restaurant. I was like, wow. I mean, you that's your guts. I think that was incredible on your part. Just to you went for it, and we were like cringing and excited at the same time.
That's sweet. Thank you.
So yeah, you can obviously tell you guys bond. Who do you think you bonded with the most on set throughout those 5 months of shooting, mostly in Puerto Rico?
I don't know. It's hard to pin down one person. Me and Belisa actually lived in the same apartment complex for
Okay,
the first half of our shoot.
cool.
So I spent some time with her. We would go to the beach a lot, but like
Mhm.
we always hung out as a cast. We were always having dinner as a cast, and we were always excited to hang out with each other. We explored the island together. We went to the rainforest. We went to
Oh,
the beach. We danced a lot. We went to Old San Juan. We ate
you
delicious
ate a lot.
food. We cooked for each other.
Ooh, yeah.
So I feel like I had a bond with almost everyone on the cast. I adore every single one of them. I spent a lot of time with Victor. Victor and I became really close because we also lived in the same town. So
Okay.
Belisa, Victor, and I lived in one part of town, and then the
Yes.
rest of the cast kind of lived like a 10-minute drive down.
I even asked Carlos, I go, okay, I know you guys know how to party because I have some mutual friends who know Lisa and who know Carlos. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who was the biggest party animal? And he was like, well, that's a good question. And then he called himself out. He's like, me and Lisa. I thought that was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, keeping it
I
real.
know. I feel like I was always the old lady. I was always the wet blanket of the group. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want
Yeah.
to go out.
Gotta
And
go to bed.
Lisa and Carlos were like, let's go. We're going
Exactly.
dancing.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
fantastic. So
they're
I'm
the
curious, I
best.
know you can't say much, but do you think, will Vanessa find love? Don't tell me with who, but will she find love by the end of the season?
Um, I will say I think she's still looking for it
Okay.
by the end.
Okay.
I mean, like she's always, like I said, like that's her number one thing. That's her number one goal. She wants someone to appreciate her.
Yeah.
She wants reciprocation. She wants
Mhm.
respect. She wants
Mhm.
acknowledgement. She wants all of those things that every woman deserves. And
Yeah.
she fights for it the whole way through. And sometimes she finds herself in trouble and she kind of like veers into weird things, but she she is still sticking to it. Like I think a woman that's like so heartbroken like Vanessa,
Mhm.
I think the tendency is to like close up and not want to be seen, kind of like,
Mhm.
a lot of women are like, I don't want to date. I know for me, for example, when I go through a breakup, I'm like, I don't want to look at a man. Like I don't want to like, I just want to like hide under a rock for like a year. Like
Yeah.
I
Over it.
can't
You're
date
over it.
anyone.
Totally.
um but Vanessa's kind of the opposite. She's like, you know what, like this is what I believe in, this is what I want, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what I can to find it. And I
And
love
she has a
that.
career. I love that she's a realtor. I'm going to look at some of these questions that people are. I'm a realtor as well, so I'm going to have to use some of Vanessa's tactics on clients and be like, "You love this house. You've got to buy it." Okay, let's see. What are some people asking here? People are asking. People are saying that they hope that a season 2 comes, which
Me too.
you guys have been working so hard, and the ratings are proving it, Michelle. The ratings are incredible, and I think people are resonating. So I think there's a good chance. I really do.
Thank you. I hope so. We're
I'm
praying
feeling it.
so hard for it, and we would love to continue the story. There's so much more to be told, and
Yes.
I really hope so too.
Okay, somebody else is asking questions. They're saying, what was your most embarrassing scene?
The most embarrassing scene. Probably in episode 2 when I had to be in that dressing room in my skivvies with
With
Belisa.
Belisa. Oh yeah, that was a great scene though.
But that ended up being a lot of fun and really funny. And I had such a good time on set with Belisa with that. Did people laugh a lot during their scenes? Yes.
Okay.
There was so much laughing on set because, like I
Yeah.
said, a lot of our cast members are really good
Uh-huh.
improvers and ad-libbers, and especially the comedic timing. I think Belisa Escobedo and David Del Rio have incredible comedic timing, so we were always laughing.
I'm telling you, Michelle, with kids here at the house, I never know what's happening. They're outside right now. I'm like, you guys, please go outside so I can talk to Michelle.
Well,
Gosh,
it's so cool that you're doing this. Thank you for giving us the space to talk about the show and inviting us. It's really generous of
absolutely.
you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. So enjoy your weekend, especially with your
Thank
mom.
you.
And I hope we get to
Thank
do
you.
this again.
Yeah, thank you, Marco. You're
All
amazing, and
right.
hi, and I love you guys, everybody. And please tune in on Monday and tell everyone you know.
Sounds good.
Love you. Thank you so much, Marco. Talk
Sounds
to you
perfect. We will. I'll be watching.
soon. Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye, Michelle. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Marco Gonzalez, and I'll see you next time right here on the couch. Take care.